People who are bothered by others wearing a mask while driving. Why do you care? It. A tiny handful of people actually read and answered the question, but a half ton of people answered their own question. It's just weird when I look in my rearview mirror and some dude wearing a bloody hockey mask is behind me with a machete. It gives me the creeps. Can't get COVID if Jason hacks you to pieces first. Taps forehead. I once saw someone driving with a mask on, trying to be safe in a pandemic, but they were texting and driving. Can't die from corona if you die in a car crash first. Taps head. Taps head on windshield. I started minding my business in 2004, and I have to say I recommend it. I see tons of wild shit. I may look to be sure I'm seeing correctly. 9/10 I shrug and go about my day. I started minding my business in 2004, and I have to say I recommend it. I'm gonna put this on a t-shirt. When I see others driving with a mask, I just assume they're like me, and they forget that they're even wearing a mask, hop in their car and go. It's become second nature to me. Yep. That, or they're driving a fairly short distance from one place where they need to wear a mask to another place where they need to wear a mask, and there's no real point to taking it off and then putting it back on less than 10 minutes later. I do this occasionally too, and I know it might look weird, but it's easier to just leave the dang thing on. I deliver DoorDash and Instacart. Yay to you, I look like a dummy wearing a mask in my car. In all actuality, I'm treating others like I'd hope to be treated. I'm keeping their food as sterile as possible in my car. As someone who tends to judge those people, I have no idea, it has zero effect on me. Hey, I thought it was odd too until I needed to run into a couple of stores back to back, think grocery then pharmacy. Found it easier to leave it on for a 2-min drive than take it off and put it back on. Because it's illegal here in Germany. Always gotta know who's driving the vehicle. How do they do things like rideshares there if you can't cover your face in a car? Stash 'em in the trunk. Why do we care, in general, about the harmless behaviors of others? Sometimes masks can be annoying to get just right, especially if you have a beard. I tend to keep it on so I don't have to readjust it, especially if I have to stop at a couple places. I have a few masks and one of them is actually really comfortable. I kind of forget I have it on when I'm focused on the directions to where I'm going, or what exactly I have to get in the next store, or something like that. My kids are autistic, and we're at the stage with the youngest one THWT, it's hard to explain complex situations to him. He's 6 and very smart, but his verbal communication skills are still a ways behind. It's so much easier explaining to him that when we leave the house we just put our masks on than explaining when to wear it and when not. Now he happily puts his mask on just like he's putting on his shoes and has fully accepted it as part of the routine. Hence, we all just wears masks to keep it simple to understand. I just want to explain why I do this. When I go outside to run an errand, it is best to assume my hands are now dirty until I wash my hands. Why would I touch my mask with dirty hands if I don't need to? In times of COVID and with vulnerable family members, I do my best not to get sick. Plenty of people could be Uber drivers or the equivalent. In which case still not a good idea to be sneezing and coughing while alone just to bring a passenger in. The real question is why people wear earphones while driving. As stupid as it sounds, when the mask became mandatory, I forced myself to wear it as soon as I started driving to work, as I needed to wear it for the full 8-hour shift anyway. I figured I might as well get myself used to it. Now I take it off when I get home because I've gotten so used to it being there I forget to take it off sometimes. My friend asked me the same thing, and my response was, it's the same reason I use turn signals in empty parking lots and lone streets, it's to build a habit. I don't think your target audience is on Reddit. I think they are. The people who answer just get downvoted because it's such unpopular opinion. The people being upvoted are the ones patting themselves on the back for not being judgmental, lol. Our unpopular opinion has the same problem. People downvote the unpopular opinions and upvote the opinions they agree with, so all you get are widely held opinions that people think are fringe. The top post right now is janitors aren't losers. My dad isn't bothered, he just thinks it's ridiculous. Then I mentioned to him that early on it was recommended that you have clean hands before putting on your mask. Maybe they washed their hands and went to the store, then had to go to somewhere else, but didn't feel their hands were clean enough to touch their mask again and again. Or maybe they're a ride-share driver and on their way to pick up a ride, so need to stay covered like a grocery store worker. He gets quiet or changes the subject after that. Someone literally yelled at me out of their car the other day. "Why are you wearing your mask? Gun, why are you not minding your own business?" There's always the chance they are working for DoorDash, skip the dishes or something like that, transporting goods that they won't want to exhale droplets all over. If it's in their car, could just be driving someone else's car. There's a million reasons why they could, who cares? People care about others' behavior and trying to control them because they lack self-discipline and would otherwise have to fixate that attention on themselves, which is hard for them to do. I find it funny when I see a person driving around alone in their own car wearing a mask, but I don't really care at all. In Australia, we've been told once it's on, leave it on until you get home. The less you touch it with your hands, the better. This means leave it on in the car between stops. I can't see any reason for someone to be angry about this, and I've not seen it happen over here. Are these general anti-mask people where you are from, or do they have a particular issue with people in cars? I realized sometimes when you walk out of places you forget to take it off, and next thing you know you are halfway home with a mask on. Some people want to ignore the pandemic, and seeing people in masks makes that impossible. Some people can't see anything that goes against their worldview without feeling at least a little bit like it's a personal affront. So when people wear masks when they don't have to, it feels even more like they are just doing it to make a statement or to rub it in that the pandemic is real and there's no ignoring it. I didn't drive with a mask until I heard it got anti-masker panties in a twist. Now I make sure to make eye contact. I was sitting at a red light and had my mask on. When I looked at the car next to me, they were motioning for me to take my mask off, so I reached into my center console and pulled out another mask and put it on over the other one. I'm more bothered by others using the incorrect wiper speed for the amount of precipitation than mask use in cars. At first it bothered me because masks were uncomfortable, and why wear it when you're alone in your car? But as quarantine went on, I realized lots of people work for Uber or Lyft, or maybe they just want to, and that's okay. I'm more bothered by people who wear disposable gloves and don't throw them out before they touch something new. You're spreading germs, bud.